Hello and welcome back to the channel. What to expect with your first hypnotherapy appointment? I know for a lot of people, it can seem intimidating to walk into an office and go through a process, and try on a new form of therapy that maybe you're not familiar with or haven't heard too much about. So if you're one of those people, this is the video for you. A little bit of my background. My name is Evan Rada. I am the owner and operator of Rada Mindfulness, an online hypnotherapy clinic. And I've been doing this for a couple of years, certified hypnotherapist. So I'm going to talk a lot from what personally happens with me, and then I'll get into some of my colleagues and kind of how they do their intake and what sort of their first sessions are like. So with me, of course, I run everything online. So when you come to me, we're likely going to have a Zoom call or some other video call, and I'm going to go through a consultation with you about your specific issues. Now, I cover everything from weight loss to behavioral identity modification, which basically just means I help remove blockages for people to be higher performance and kind of be the person they want to be. So when you come to me, I am often presented with things like sometimes chronic physical pain. Sometimes I deal with simply a habit someone is trying to break, right? So what I'll do is I'll sit down and I will run through the issues that you've come to me for, and I'll ask questions like, is there any reason your doctor wouldn't want you to be here, your psychologist? Because I run all of my treatments in addition to other treatments. I don't view myself as an alternative. But basically, you'll come in and I'll do a consultation, I'll lay out your concerns, and I will try to find the best way, of course, to serve whatever those issues are. Now, typically, you'll have a 30-minute to an hour consultation, and oftentimes a lot of people will want to do the session like the next week or in a couple days, depending on the preferences of that clinic. I will typically do, say, maybe a 30-minute consultation, and I'll try to go ahead and get you your first induction right off the bat. The first time you come to me with an issue. And try to best get you through that whole situation. Now, if you're probably wondering, so how do I be the best subject I can be, or best client? And really, that's about you just trying to sort of follow the instructions and go through the process with a sort of level of suspension of disbelief. Not overanalyzing everything that you're going through, because that's how you're going to get the best results. Which, in fact, you don't even really have to believe that it's going to work for it to work. I've spoken to many people that have gone through just one session and they thought it was bullshit, and they were just there for whatever loved one referred them to that specialist, and they end up having a major change and they're shocked by it. So something to keep in mind is don't spend too much time overanalyzing the process as you're going through this first induction, because 9 times out of 10, whatever feeling you're looking for isn't really going to be there. It's going to feel completely different. So as you're going into trance, just keep in mind, if I just follow this process and allow myself to move through it, everything will work to the best that it can for me in this moment. That's sort of my tip for being a good subject, is as you're moving through all this, you just want to keep an open mind. And you want to be able to sort of communicate with the hypnotherapist that you're working with as to how comfortable you are in the process. Another question I get asked is, what if something happens while I'm in trance, right? Maybe you have... some people have what are called abreactions, and it's actually something that happens a very low percentage of the time. It's not super common, but it does happen. And what I would tell you is a good trained hypnotherapist will know how to handle one of these abreactions. They range anything from minor muscle twitches to laughing to sometimes you will feel something come up and feel sort of almost like a panic attack. And it's good to know that while you're going through that process, you will find that you are completely safe as you're moving through, because your body will not hurt itself while you're in trance. You will feel emotions come up. You will feel things happen. Heart rate changes, breathing changes. And these are all just part of the process of your mind going through the suggestions that your hypnotherapist has given you. And if you keep that in mind, that you're completely safe, you'll be able to work through it. But again, a good hypnotherapist should have a normal or like a myriad of techniques to get you through that process if you are having, say, a more intense abreaction. Another question I tend to get from first timers is, how long is this going to take to process, to work? And the thing about that is that can take anywhere from the moment we bring you out of the induction to 2 or 3 weeks later. Your subconscious will simply take time to process the things that your mind, your subconscious is processing all the suggestions and all the processes that you've been run through to sort of clear whatever issues you may have or be dealing with. And if it's a very deep-seated issue that you've dealt with for many years, it can take a while for your mind to sort of purge whatever it is it's trying to sort of push out, for lack of a better word, because it's still running on a processing timer, similar to a computer, if you want to use that analogy. But anyway, if you have any more questions, you're a first timer, you want to know, what should I expect when I go into a hypnotherapy office? Leave them in the comments. You can contact me on Facebook at facebook.com/rateofmindfulness, or go to my website, rateofmindfulness.com, and you can schedule me as your personal hypnotherapist, life coach, or any of the other various services that I have posted on my website. Feel free to like and subscribe if you like this video. And as always, I will see you next time. You guys take care.